Welcome to Imagine Wealth Without Risk, the podcast that guides you to fulfilling your dreams through guaranteed, secure investing. Here's your host, Ted Thomas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ted Thomas. Welcome to our first episode. This is about wealth without risk. So I want you to imagine wealth without risk. But first, I'm going to give you a little background on who I am. I'm Ted Thomas, and for 25 years, I've been involved in a business where people can make safe, secure money. But I come from a background of being a very aggressive investor. That investment was apartment houses and office buildings. I did very well in that business. It grew to $200 million in less than 10 years' time. So I leveraged those buildings, sometimes 90%, sometimes 100, 110, even as much as 120%. Now, while the market's going up, that was a lot of fun because we made a lot of money and we grew the business fast. Not quite as fast as the internet business grew today, but it grew fast for a real estate business. Then suddenly the markets changed. And sometimes when you're growing fast, you don't see things going on around you and realize that it's going to change quickly. It did change quickly, and that business came crashing down. All the loans were coming due, and apartment values were dropping 50%, 60%. They dropped as much as 80%. And when that happens, the rent stopped coming in, and a 200-person company crashed into a bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is easy to talk about, but it's not easy to go through. When you go through it, you have 200 people like I did, and you have some anguish because you hate laying those people off. I won't go through all the difficult parts, but I ended up in a 2-bedroom apartment. That was not fun at all. But I had executives around me that couldn't handle it. They fell apart. They completely fell apart to the point where some of them even committed suicide. So this isn't a lesson not to scare anyone, but when you get over leverage, you have some challenges. So I changed all that. After the bankruptcy, I said, I'm only going to be in conservative investments. So what I'm going to teach you in this podcast is how to make conservative investments that are going to be predictable, they're going to be secure, and they're going to be very safe. I only want investments where I'm not leveraged and I don't have to worry about money. So I had a big company and I crashed down and I knew I had to get back in business. So what I did is I started investigating tax lien certificates and tax defaulted property. It sure looked good, and I needed some safe, secure investments. So I kept investigating that. I found out there's a lot of people that really are interested in those kind of investments. So I do a lot of investing with people. I don't do the investing, but I actually teach them how to invest themselves in these safe, predictable certificates. So young women with families, they like it. Senior citizens fall in love with it because they can't find investments. They love the stock market, but when it comes down and takes all their profit, they don't like that so good. So there's lots of people that like to learn how to do this. You're probably one of them. As a business owner, you'd like to do this kind of business. Well, you'll find out you can do it. You can do it in your hometown. You can do it online. When I started years ago, which is more than 20 years ago, we had to go visit the county. Now you can do that online. So this business can be done about 90% of it online, and you can get interest rate returns on certificates of 16%, 18%, sometime up to 36% interest. Now, that's hard to believe, and it's astonishing to everybody, but it's the law in all of the counties in the United States. So I've developed myself from a guy that went bankrupt, brought myself back up. I've been in business again. I love being in business. I have a small company. This can be done from your kitchen table if you want. I have women doing it from the kitchen table while the kids are in high school or even in the lower grade schools. And so this is something you can do. Everybody can do. You can start out with $50. So I got into the business of teaching people. After many people requested, I helped them. And now I found a wonderful business that's very satisfying for me in a number of ways. One, I can help people make money. Number two, I can make money while I'm doing it. And number three, it's so satisfying to watch people change their lives. And they definitely change their life. When you see someone make $25,000 or $30,000 in 6 months' time, they're astonished they did that. Now, this requires 5, maybe 10 hours, focused hours in a week. It doesn't require full-time employment. This is something you do as a part-time business. Don't quit your business or anything like that, but start thinking about, what if I did one of these a year? What if you could make another 25, 50? Believe it or not, and I don't want to brag a lot, I have many clients that make $100,000 their first year. Now, this business will never go away. It's a business of abundance. There's hundreds of thousands of these lien certificates and tax defaulted properties. It can be done anywhere in the United States. There's over 3,000 counties and 1,700 municipalities that will allow you to do this. So that's a summarize of who I am. So I started out as a pilot, and then I ended up in business. I did well in the business, but when the market changed, I just wiped out. I went from living right next to the clubhouse in the country club. I went from the clubhouse to the outhouse in 6 months' time. I never want to do that again. So I'm just interested in wealth without risk. So I want you to start imagining wealth without risk, and I'll be there to teach you how to do it. Thanks for listening. Look forward to seeing you in the future and talking to you in the future. And I'd love to have your feedback. I'm Ted Thomas.
Thank you for joining us today. Go to tedthomas.com to learn how you can start making smart, secure investments today. Be sure to check out the rest of the episodes to find out more about Imagine Wealth without risk.